Now, you've spoken about the All-Ireland finals being played in the back garden. From speaking to Simon Harris, have you any indication as if we'll be seeing some form of live sport this in 2020?
Yeah, it's a difficult question. My dad was saying there the other day to me that back in the day there were 11-a-side hurling matches. Possibly that could be something we could bring in again, because you'll be reducing the number of people playing and stuff, and reducing that social distancing or whatever. I don't know how it would work, but there are talks of the GA moving in this season into next year as well. And it's important for people's mental health and physical health that there would be sports back on. Obviously there are restrictions in terms of the amount of people, mass gatherings, and no more than 5,000 people attending one particular event. That has a knock-on effect for GA. I don't know, would a Munster Championship match, there'll be thousands people at it. Such a wonderful occasion. Your mouth with water thinking of it, particularly now as well. But I think you lose that whole atmosphere if you have it behind closed doors. It remains to be seen what's going to happen. And possibly there could be something in the roadmap, that will be published in the next few days in terms of lifting restrictions in terms of sport. And I expect that there will be.
Like, obviously that would apply for the inter-county with the big massive crowds, but like say the club championships in Camogie ladies football, and even mentioning the 11-a-side, the Clare District Soccer League haven't finished their leagues as of this season. So would you say there is reason to be optimistic that they will be concluded in 2020?
You'd hope that there would be, but it remains to be seen what will happen. And I suppose it will be based on best medical advice. If you had a really rapid testing system that you could roll out, that's not there at the moment. That would take a few minutes to determine if you had COVID-19 or not. You would be in a position where you could say, yeah, we'll bring that in, but we're not in that space right now.
And so, how long do you think it might take us to get to that space, Joe?
It's very hard to know. And, you'd always hear that we're 18 months away from a vaccine as well. And that ultimately will be the answer to this. But what is very clear, though, is that this virus is very contagious and it's spread so quickly within the community. So we do have to be very conscious of, it being there in our community, and the fact that social distancing does work and it does slow the spread. But that does have a knock-on effect on our sport, whether it's ladies football or soccer or hurling or, rugby or whatever, whatever sporting activity. And I suppose that the medical people who are guiding us through this pandemic, I'd look to them to advise on how best we can navigate around the issues that are there and will be there. If you look across the water, and I'm a Liverpool supporter, we're waiting for, like you're waiting for that to recommence, and you're talking about 30 years waiting for this trophy to be won again, and you're wondering what's going to happen there. Like, will I suppose money talks over there as well, and you're looking maybe behind closed doors, bringing off the and I suppose we in Ireland can learn from the sporting approaches in different other countries, like whatever they do. And you see there in relation to, say, maybe horse racing, it went on before and behind closed doors prior to the shutdown. Equally so, the greyhounds did as well. And you may be in a position, in May, after the 5th of May, where you